class, let us continue the history chapter Vijayanagara and Bahmani kingdoms. In last class, we discussed at last about the literary contributions of Vijayanagara Empire. In that, we discussed about the literary contributions of Kannada poets who took patronized by Vijayanagara kings, and we discussed about the literary contributions of Kanakadasas. Okay, Kanakadasas literary contribution that are Mohanatharangini, Nalacharitra, Haribhakti Sara, and also Ramadhanya Charita. Okay, next we will move to the other language literary works developed during the time of the Vijayanagara kingdom. Okay, in that Vidyaranya, one more poet of Vijayanagara Empire, Vidyaranya, he wrote Shankara Vijaya and Sarvadarshana Sangraha, okay, in Sanskrit. Okay, Vidyaranya's literary work. Literary work in Sanskrit language, that is Shankara Vijaya and Sarvadarshana Sangraha. Shankara Vijaya and Sarvadarshana Sangraha. These both works done by Vidyaranya in Sanskrit language. Okay, Sarvadarshana Sangraha and Shankara Vijaya are the two literary works of Vidyaranya. Then his brother Sayanacharya, okay, Vidyaranya's brother Sayanacharya, he also one of the famous poets of Vijayanagara Empire, and he wrote commentaries. He wrote commentaries on Vedas called Vedartha Prakasha. Vedartha Prakasha. It's a commentary on Vedas. Okay, written by Vidyaranya's brother Sayanacharya. Okay, and also he wrote Ayurveda Sudhanidhi, and Purushartha Sudhanidhi. Okay, Ayurveda Sudhanidhi and Purushartha Sudhanidhi are the other works of Sayanacharya. Ayurveda Sudhanidhi and Purushartha Sudhanidhi. Okay, Ayurveda Sudhanidhi and Purushartha Sudhanidhi are the other literary works of Sayanacharya. Okay, next Kampanaraya's wife. Kampanaraya's wife, namely Ganga Devi. Okay, she also a poet in the court of Vijayanagara kings. Among the poetic works, Ganga Devi also did the great literary work, and she wrote a book called Madhura Vijayam. Madhura Vijayam was the book written by Ganga Devi, wife of Kampana Raya. Okay, and the book Madhura Vijayam deals with the Kampana's invasion and a description of places of pilgrimage. Okay, his husband's invasions and also description of the places of pilgrimage. That all information recorded in the book of Madhura Vijayam, written by Kampanaraya's wife Ganga Devi. Okay. Next, the court poet of Devaraya II, Srinatha. Devaraya II's court poet, Srinatha. He has earned the title Kavi Chakrabarti. Okay, he earned the title Kavi Chakrabarti. Okay, this was the title of Srinatha. He was the court poet of Devaraya II. And there were 8 famous poets called Ashtadiggajas in Krishnadevaraya's court. Ashtadiggajas are the 8 poets. Ashta means 8. Were there in the court of Krishnadevaraya. In the court of Krishnadevaraya, there were 8 poets. Okay, they are called as Ashtadiggajas. That is important one. Dear students, you have to remember that. Among that Ashtadiggajas, Allasani Peddanna's great work, Manucharitam. Okay, Allasani Peddanna's Manucharitam. Allasani Peddanna did the work Manucharitam. That is a great work of Allasani Peddanna, one of the court poet of Krishnadevaraya. Among the Ashtadiggajas, he is also one. Next, one more poet among the Ashtadiggajas, Timmanna, Nandi Timmanna. Okay, is Parijata Parana. Okay, Timmanna wrote the book Parijata Parana. Okay, Parijata Paharana. That is a book written by Nandi Timmanna, one of the court poet of Krishnadevaraya. And Tenali Ramakrishna's Ubatarada Charitam. Ubataradya Charitam. Tenali Ramakrishna, one more court poet. Among the Ashtadiggajas, he is also one, and his literary work is Ubataradya Charitam. Ubataradya Charitam, that is the literary work of Tenali Ramakrishna. Okay, these are the important literary works of that period. And Krishnadevaraya's court also had Tamil poets, Tamil language literary work also done during the time of the Vijayanagara Empire. Okay, among them Paranjoti Iyer. Okay, Paranjoti Iyer, Veera Raghavar, and Mandala Purusha, and Jnana Prakasha, Harihara, and others are the major Tamil poets of Sri Krishnadevaraya's empire. Okay. Tamil poets. Paranjoti Iyer. Paranjoti Iyer. Then Veera Raghavan. One more Tamil poet of Vijayanagara Empire. Next, Mandala Purusha. Mandala Purusha also one of the Tamil poets of Krishnadevaraya's court. Next, Jnana Prakasha. Jnana Prakasha. Along with this, Harihara, one more Tamil poet who took shelter in the court of Krishnadevaraya's kingdom. Next, Paranjyothi Iyer wrote Thiruvalayadal Puranam. Thiruvalayadal Puranam, that was the literary work of Paranjyothi Iyer. Okay, Paranjyothi Iyer's literary work is Thiruvalayadal Puranam. Okay, Thiruvalayadal Puranam, that is the literary work of Paranjyothi Iyer. Thiruvalayadal Puranam. And in the period of Vijayanagara Empire, they encouraged Sanskrit, Kannada, Telugu and Tamil languages. Okay, right? They encouraged many languages: Sanskrit, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu. All these languages are promoted by the kings. That's why literature flourished in all that languages. Okay. Next, we will move to the contributions of Vijayanagara Empire to the field of art and architecture. Art and architectural contribution of Vijayanagara Empire that we have to discuss now. Dear students, the excellent work done by Vijayanagara kings in the field of art and architecture is memorable. Okay, Vijayanagara Empire kings did the excellent work in the field of art and architecture. So because of that reason, even today Vijayanagara Empire kings are memorable in the history of India and also in the history of Karnataka and also in the history of the world. Okay, the emperors were known as great patrons of architecture. Almost all the emperors of Vijayanagara Empire, they were the great patrons of architecture. They gave patronage for architecture. And during this period, temples, palaces, forts, towns, huge hills. Okay, huge hills means, huge halls, Mahamantapas. Okay, and public buildings, tanks, bunds, canals and dams were constructed. See, these are the construction work of Vijayanagara Empire rulers. Okay, temples, palaces, forts, towers, okay, huge halls, Mahamantapas, public buildings, tanks, bunds, canals and dams. Right? Like this they promoted the construction work and they gave contribution for the architecture. Right? Next, under the art and architectural contributions of Vijayanagara Empire, the unique feature of Vijayanagara art that you have to know. The unique feature of Vijayanagara art. What is the special feature of the art of Vijayanagara Empire? How it is different than the art of other empire? Okay, the Vijayanagara Empire continued the architectural style of Chalukyas. Okay. Architectural style of Chalukyas were continued by Vijayanagara kings. Okay, next, along with that, they also continued the architectural style of Cholas and Hoysalas. Chalukyas, Cholas and Hoysalas style of architecture continued by Vijayanagara king. Okay, next, the unique feature of their architecture was the construction of huge auditorium and marriage hall. Okay, construction of huge auditorium and huge marriage hall. That is the speciality of the Vijayanagara architecture, right? And temples had huge towers that are called as Raya Gopura, right? The temples of Vijayanagara empires had the unique feature, that is the temples had the huge towers. That is the speciality of the temples of Vijayanagara empire that are called as Raya Gopuras. Okay, Raya Gopuras. Next, leaf-shaped arches and platforms. Right? Leaf-shaped arches and platforms we see in the temples of Vijayanagara empire. Leaf-shaped arches and platforms we find in the temples of Vijayanagara empire. And in this art, more than ornamentation, the qualities of grandeur, awe and elegance were given importance. Okay, in the art of Vijayanagara empire, more than ornamentation, they gave importance for the qualities of grandeur, awe and elegance. For that they gave more importance. And rough granite stone, Kanashile, rough granite stone means Kanashile, were used for the construction of these structures. Okay, rough granite stone, Kanashile, were used for the construction of these temples and buildings or structures. Okay. Next, under the art and architectural contribution of Vijayanagara empire, famous temples of Vijayanagara empire. Okay, temples. Important temples constructed by Vijayanagara kings. First, during the time of the Vijayanagara kings, temples were built in Hampi, Sringeri, Tirupati, Lepakshi, Karkala, Mudabidri, Bhatkal, Chidambaram, Kanchi, Kalahasti, Nandi, Srishaila, Kolar and other places. See, these are the places where Vijayanagara kings built their temples. Okay, many temples built by Vijayanagara empires that are at Hampi. Okay, the capital city of Vijayanagara empire. Along with this, at Sringeri also Vijayanagara empire periods temples are there. Then Tirupati in Andhra Pradesh, there also Vijayanagara empires time temples are there. Then Lepakshi, then Karkala, ಮೂಡಬಿದ್ರಿ, ಕಾರ್ಕಳ, ಮೂಡಬಿದ್ರಿ, Bhatkal. Okay, Bhatkal. Here also Vijayanagara Empire's temples are there, and Chidambaram. Chidambaram, Kalahasti, Kalahasti in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, Kalahasti, Kanchi, Nandi. These are the places where Vijayanagara Empire's temples are constructed. Then Srishaila, and also at Kolar, right? Along with this, in many other places, Vijayanagara Empire's temples are there and were constructed by the kings. Okay, next, the most important temple constructed in the beginning of the Vijayanagara dynasty's rule was, that is, Vidyashankara temple at Sringeri. Okay, Vidyashankara temple of Sringeri is the most important temple constructed by the Vijayanagara kings during the time of the beginning of their dynasty rule, right? And the structure of this temple, the Vidyashankara temple structure is unique in India. Okay, it is a unique temple construction in the field of its structure in India, right? Next, the most ancient temple of Vijayanagara is Virupaksha temple at Hampi. Okay, Virupaksha temple, it is at Hampi in the capital city of Vijayanagara Empire. That is the most ancient temple of Vijayanagara Empire, Virupaksha temple, and having a vast courtyard hall. This temple has many pillars with sculpture and decorative ceilings. Okay, the Virupaksha temple had vast courtyard hall. Okay, vast courtyard or hall. This temple had, along with that, it has many pillars. Pillars are there more in number, and sculptures and decorative ceilings. Pillars are having the sculptures and decorative ceilings for there in the temple of Virupaksha of Hampi, right? Next, the Vijayavitala temple of Hampi is known for its magnificent architectural beauty. Okay, Vijayavitala temple, one more at Hampi. Vijayavitala temple of Hampi is famous for its magnificent architectural beauty. Magnificent architectural beauty. Okay, and the Saptaswara musical pillars, 7 musical sounds will come from that pillars. Okay, the Saptaswara musical pillars, huge Kalyana Mantapas, and the stone chariot have enhanced the beauty of this temple. Okay, in the temple of Vijayavitala, the speciality are Saptaswara, musical pillars are there. Along with that, huge Kalyana Mandapa is there. Huge Kalyana Mandapa. Along with that, it has the stone chariot. Among the world famous work of Vijayanagara Empire rule is the stone chariot, single stone chariot. I think in no other parts of the world we will see that type of stone chariot in the world. Okay, we have that stone chariot. That was the great contribution of Vijayanagara Empire rulers. Next, the Dasara festivals was celebrated on the Mahanavami platform. Right? Dasara festival was celebrated at Mahanavami hall. Okay, in the platform of Mahanavami. Dasara celebrated over the Mahanavami platform. Okay, and that was constructed by Krishnadevaraya. Okay, Mahanavami platform was constructed by Krishnadevaraya, and the ambassador of Persia, Abdul Razak, recorded that during this festival, kings from distant places, okay, kings from faraway places, distant places means faraway places, and provincial leaders used to assemble as per the orders of the emperors. Okay, as per the orders of the emperors from distant places, kings and provincial leaders will take part in the Dasara festival. That was recorded by the Persian ambassador Abdul Razak. Okay, he recorded that information in his book, right? And Kamal Mahal, Elephant Stable, Queen's Bath are wonderful examples of Indo-Muslim architectural style. Indo-Muslim architectural style also developed in the Vijayanagara Empire. For that, the example of Indo-Muslim architectural style constructions are Kamal Mahal, one example. Then Elephant Stable. Then Queen's Bath. These all constructions are in the style of Indo-Muslim or Indo-Islamic. Indo-Muslim style construction were done in these all buildings or structures. Okay, then Lakshmi Narasimha temple of Lakshmi Narasimha and Kadalekalu Ganesha, Sasvekalu Ganesha and Uddana Veerabhadra's idols are attractive. Okay, in Vijayanagara Empire, few idols are very attractive. In that, Lakshmi Narasimha, Kadalekalu Ganesha, Sasvekalu Ganesha and Uddana Veerabhadra, these all idols are very attractive. And the fort of Hampi during Vijayanagara Empire was very strong. The fort of Hampi during the time of Vijayanagara Empire was very strong with 7 circular walls. Fort of Hampi was very strong with seven circular walls. Okay. Next, there were 7 circular walls around the fort of Hampi, so it was very strong, right? And at present, there are only 4 circular walls around it. Even today, if you go to Hampi, you can see the 4 circular walls around the city Hampi. Okay, and during the time of Vijayanagara Empire soon, there was 7 circular walls which gave protection for the kingdom, right? So these are all the important information about the contribution of Vijayanagara Empire to the field of art and architecture. Okay, next we will move to the concept contribution of Vijayanagara Empire to the field of music and dance. Okay, and remaining information along with the music and dance contribution we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.